Hi everyone, welcome to another video talking all about some of the most frequently asked questions by you, our customers. I'm here today to give you the insights to help answer those questions for you. Number one, what is the difference between manufacturing and procurement? So, manufacturing is the direct relationship with the source of production where the components are being made at that specific location. Procurement is where we come in. We have direct relationships with multiple manufacturers who can produce the parts within different locations. This gives you the best opportunity to be able to utilize many different manufacturing providers and make sure that you are getting the best price, the best quality each and every time whenever we source your products for you. It is vitally important that you utilize multiple sources for the manufacture of your product to ensure that you will get the best price each and every time. The next question that we get asked quite regularly at Kohler is, what happens if I don't need the stock straight away? We are perfectly geared to ensure that we have plenty of stock on hand, ready to go at the drop of a hat. We have warehousing in Germany, in the United States, and here in the United Kingdom to ensure that we can strategically deliver your products in-house each and every time whenever you need it. It is so important to ensure a continuity of your supply chain that you have on-call stock ready to go each and every time. We all know what can happen when your production lines are disrupted. By utilizing Kohler, we will make sure that we have agreed levels of stock on hand ready to go. Another question we get all the time is, what happens when our customers need samples or those samples need tooling? First of all, we will always strive to offer samples to our customers free of charge because we're here to prove that we can do the job in the right quality standard and specification each and every time, and we want to prove that without any cost to our customers. Sometimes though, tooling is required to produce those parts, whether it's a casting, a forging, a molded part. We cannot get around producing those samples without having the adequate tooling in place. So to help our customers, we will always do our best to ensure that any tooling is discounted as much as possible at the sample stage. The way we would combat this is we would always request for 50% of the payment of the tooling up front, which would then be refunded should a bulk order get placed. We feel this is the fairest way to ensure that we're still giving our customers samples so they can test our quality and test our service without a large upfront investment, but also still running fairly risk-free so that if there are any problems, you haven't cost yourself too much money. This leads me on to my next point, which is what happens in the rare circumstance there is a quality issue. Now, obviously no company is perfect. Quality issues can crop up, sometimes at the least expected moments. What we do is ensure that we have a strong quality inspection process from the entire manufacturing. We make sure that we have a stringent quality inspection process from the very start to the very end, where each stage of manufacture is checked and inspected by a qualified quality engineer. However, should a part arrive where the quality is not at the standard that you expect as a customer, we have a 7-point guarantee where we ensure that any issue is rectified proactively and within a matter of days. The last thing you want when your product is delivered is to have an issue that prevents or disrupts your production from continuing. So once a problem arises, please get in touch. We have a dedicated email address for quality@kohler.co.uk where we can quickly react to any problems. We are known to having such a fast reaction to sort any issue out that our customers have relating to quality. This is a perfect segue onto our next point, which is what happens if there is a problem or an issue with the delivery of your parts. Now, again, this is something that sometimes can be outside of our control. We all understand once we have shipped a part and it is on its way to us from our manufacturer, whether it's from China, whether it's from India or Europe, we have lost that initial control and it is up to the shipping agents and that particular cargo vessel to arrive on time, uninterrupted in its journey. Currently, as you all know, there are issues with with the Middle East, which is forcing all ships to have to sail down through the Cape of South Africa, which unfortunately is adding another 2 weeks onto our lead time. However, we have taken a proactive approach to ensuring that we are solving this problem for you. We will always endeavour to give you 4 weeks worth of notice if there are any disruptions to the delivery date that we have agreed once we've taken the order on. So you will always remain informed. Even in the unfortunate circumstance that there is a delay, we will let you know. And if there is a problem with the delay that's occurred, we will endeavour to do everything in our power to get you parts delivered to ensure continuity of your supply chain. Whether that involves air freighting parts or manufacturing new parts at a location closer to you, we will ensure that your production line is never disrupted. One of the questions that we get asked quite regularly is, why should we use Kohler Supply? And quite simply, I always give the same answer. We are experts at what we do, and we have been in procurement for 25 years. And because of that, we have gone through all of the pain, the losses, and the learning along the way so that you don't have to. You are going to be an expert in your field. We're an expert in ours. Leverage what we know and leverage our experience. We are here to help you. We have built up over 25 years a huge portfolio of quality suppliers all over the world. And unless you are tapped into those suppliers, you will never be able to compete with us when it comes to sourcing components, because we have spent so long doing it. The next point that I make is so important, because unless you understand where to go for your particular product, you will always end up overpaying for low quality components. I liken it to the butcher and the baker scenario. Imagine you need a loaf of bread, but you weren't aware that a bakery existed, and you walked into your local butcher and he had an oven, he might have the flour and the eggs, and he might say that he could actually bake you a loaf of bread, but it might cost him £5 and you might not actually get the best result. Whereas if you were aware of the bakery that was over the road who was making fresh bread every single day for a quarter of the price, you would actually end up with a better product for lower cost, just because you knew where to go. It takes years to find these connections, and it takes years to establish a relationship with them and understand what their strengths and weaknesses are through trial and error, through audits and quality investment. So leverage our experience, use us, and don't go to the butcher for your loaf of bread. The final question that we get asked is, how do we actually work with Kohler Supply? It is the simplest thing in the world. We can source anything, whether it's plastic injection molded, castings, forgings, CNC machines, standard fasteners, special fasteners, anything. Go to our website www.kohler.co.uk and see a list of all of the services that we offer. But to work with us, please get in touch with our email address. Send us a copy of a drawing, a quantity, make sure it has all the standards and specifications included, and send that email to info@kohler.co.uk and we'll do the rest. Thanks very much.